they were intending to do other than to shoot people this morning at an ICE facility. We're learning more as we get it. And particularly, we're interested, obviously, in learning about the conditions of the three individuals that were struck this morning.
Yeah, that's I-35. The east side is where you see most of the traffic. People are probably slowing down to watch and see what's going on. Look at all of the police cars. There's so many lights that go all the way up to the top. This is the access road in Texas. You have your main highway, and then you always have those access roads that run alongside or parallel to the highway.
Hey, Griff, I also noticed that some people are reporting the stack was on a rooftop. Have you heard that?
So we don't have that confirmed ourselves, but I'm talking directly to ICE authorities, and we're going to learn more about that. But I did see a local report that there would be a rooftop. And Brian, as you look at both the map on our screen as well as the surrounding area of the law enforcement response, you can see several rooftops. And for anyone that's, been to a facility like this, the Sally Port is sort of the wide open garage where you bring detainees, excuse me, not just in ICE, but in law enforcement. The police station, if you will, there's a place where they bring these people to be processed in. And so if indeed this individual was able to find a rooftop with a direct line of sight into that Sally Port, that would be tremendously dangerous. But we'll learn more, I guess, as we hear from the ICE authorities directly.
So just big picture, as we zoom in on this story, Griff, this is the second facility in Texas to be attacked where an agent has been shot. We don't know if an agent was shot in this case, but it's the second attack that we've experienced in Texas. They had started to reinforce some of these buildings, bring in more assets to protect them, yet something like this still happens, Griff.
Yeah, it's a great point that you raised, Lawrence, because I think what you will likely see, we're already seeing it. Remember, I was on the first couple of days out in Chicago for Operation Midway Blitz, and the ICE facility there, the Broadview facility, if you will, the protesters can get right up to the gate. I'm hearing that they're already, even before this morning, starting to harden that perimeter around that for fears of attacks. And remember, we have heard from ICE officials time and time again that it is the Democrat rhetoric, some of the hateful rhetoric towards ICE agents that drives incidents just like the one we're watching tragically play out this morning on our screens. And that's why they are trying to secure these areas even more so from potential threats, as you've got, as I mentioned, 1,000% plus increase on assaults on agents.
Also, think about this. The cops responded to a shooting at an ICE facility. In certain cities, it's very hard to get the cops to respond to ICE. They're not allowed to coordinate. In situations like this, even if this was a sanctuary city, they would respond though, right?
100%, Brian. Listen, when shots ring out, every law enforcement officer is going to run towards it because that's what they are sworn to do, to protect and uphold the law. But, whether or not it's a sanctuary city or not, you certainly draw a line when any violence, not just shootings, but obviously even the assaults. It's something that I think you are going to see ICE respond to very strongly today in public statements about not tolerating this sort of attack.
So just some background here. I know yesterday in Fort Worth, Texas, which is a suburb of the DFW Metroplex, there was a big operation from ICE yesterday. So tensions were already high. Had protesters out there on the scene as well, Griff. We're hearing preliminarily, we don't know for sure, we cannot confirm this, but this is the high levels of ICE, that they're thinking that 3 of the detainees were the people that are shot. Are you learning anything about that, Griff?
We can't confirm that, but I am hearing similar reporting from that, Lawrence. And, when I spoke right before I came on the air, ICE was very clear to explain, we don't know this individual's motive. But what we do know is this was a clear attack on ICE, and shots were fired as in Sally Port, the agents were bringing detainees in. So it is very possible, indeed, that this was an attack directly on ICE and that detainees have been struck. Hopefully, everyone that is struck will will be okay. We just don't know any of the details yet. We'll bring them to you as fast as we get them.
Okay. Thank you, Greg.
I just think it's something that we need to have a national conversation about all these protests getting close, Ainsley, to the officers as they're trying to do their job.
Right, local news in Dallas is saying it happened around 7 o'clock in the morning, their time, Central Time, so about 8 o'clock our time, so 45 minutes ago. And along I-35, you can see there all of the police cars on the access road. The ICE facility is right there off of that access road. And they're saying that 3 people have been wounded, 3 people were shot, and when they went to detain the suspect died from self-inflicted gunshot wounds.
Right, so if you think about this, in light of so many politicians are grandstanding against ICE as if they're the bad guys, and that's not just a different version of defund the police. But you think about Governor Pritzker, all the things he wants to do to incite his people to push back against ICE. And then Governor Newsom has a big press conference saying, what are you afraid of? Take off your mask. What are you hiding from? Basically shows some guts. This is what they're hiding from. Because doing their job is getting in jeopardy because a lot of them have been radicalized by how they're being described by fellow members of the political circle.
Also, of course, Brian, I think of what you're talking about, which is the rhetoric is high. We look at the numbers right now on the assaults and violence against ISIS up over 1,000%. But also, I'm looking at the threat level. Who's being targeted? We don't know the motivations. But we also have to think about snipers now. This is
hey, Brett. Good morning.
An attack that we're hearing about someone with a sniper. Obviously, the enemy. They do whatever their motives. This is the way to go after people. There's an opening.
Just listening to this craziness that's going on.
For close protection, but from the roofs, they feel like this is where they can get people.
Right, so here we are in Dallas, Texas, a place known for law and order, but a city that has a problem because of what's happened over the last 4 years.
No, I was talking to
thousands, tens of thousands of illegals in the millions have come through Texas, and some bust right through, and some stayed. Come across our border, there's the doors wide open, and now it's the job of this administration to round them up.
That's not going to keep peeling and peeling. It's going to be falling on the
in
floor.
some places because of that, and there's going to be allies of some of the illegals that are going to be shipped back home.
Well, also we have the mayor, Eric Johnson, who is the only Republican of a major city.
My day's going good so far.
He also talked about, when it comes to the local police there as well, that they will cooperate with those detainers in ICE. Obviously, in the state of Texas, sanctuary city, it is illegal in our state to have sanctuary cities, but they've been cooperative with the local law enforcement as well. But anytime you have shots fired at law enforcement, you're going to see people from the state agency. I'm already learning that the Department of Public Safety, DPS, they are on the scene as well. Fish and Wildlife are on the scene. FBI from the local offices have responded as well. Obviously, officials are there on the ground. We have not been able to confirm from a definite standpoint of who were those 3 that were shot. But this happened as they were unloading the detainees at that local facility.
One of the local news outlets in Dallas says the headline is 3 people critically wounded at Dallas ICE facility. 1 shooter found dead as police search for possible sniper. So if that's the case, I don't know if we've gotten that confirmed from the police, but if this was a sniper, we already saw this happen in Butler. We saw this happen with Charlie Kirk. We're seeing this. This seems to be something, and we're worried about copycats.
That's exactly. My sources in ICE are telling me that shooter, as they approached that shooter, he killed himself from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Obviously, all of this information is fluid. We're verifying all of this through our law enforcement sources as they go through our newsroom right now. But again, if you're just now joining the program right now, shots fired at an ICE facility in Dallas as they were unloading detainees in the facility right there. We don't know for sure if the detainees were shot. There's some reports that suggest that. We haven't been able to confirm that. Also, ICE Director Ty
Sosa, let's go.
has given an interview saying that law enforcement also may have been hit.
If I get up, you're not going to like it. Let's go.
They're on the ground in Dallas, Texas.
Fox 4 is reporting the shooter, who police identified as a white man, died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head as agents approached. I'm Steve Ducey. I'm Ryan Gilby.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.
That was a plane.
If you
Sit down.
live in a Florida zip code and have 0 DUIs in the last 5 years, listen carefully. I was an insurance.
It's still in hush. Turn. Cut it out. I'm not playing today. Stay still. Stay still.
Undercover operation, fool around and find
Be quiet. I'm trying to hear the TV. Hush.
introduce you to some of the big bosses that were involved in this. And by the way, for the big bosses, this is our NIA Academy. We have representatives from all over the United States. Part of this class was to be here to not only see the undercover operation, but the technology, and then to be here today to see how the press conference goes. Our focus was to rescue the victims of human trafficking and to also intercept child sex predators, pedophiles,
Stay still.
before they could get to children. And that's what we're going to talk about today. But first off, I want to introduce to you Florida's Attorney General, James Ethmeyer. He's a dear friend of mine. He was the Chief of Staff for Governor DeSantis. And now he is our Attorney General. And we really, really, really like his support and the work that he does. He's going to speak forward with you. Then we have our Chief Financial Officer, Blaise Goya. He's here with us today. He was appointed to fill that position of CFO only 2 months ago. And the energy and enthusiasm that he has brought, the vision for the state of Florida that he has brought is remarkable. We're glad that he's here with us today. And of course, my friend, my state attorney, Brian Haas. And I say my state attorney because I can tell you that I've had the opportunity to be the major county sheriffs of America president. I've had the opportunity to be the president of the Florida Sheriff's Association. So I've been around the United States. There's never been a finer state attorney anywhere, any place, anywhere than Brian Haas. He gets after the bad guys. We arrest them, he prosecutes them. In fact, as we speak today, his prosecutors, for which I'm grateful, Mr. Haas, are having a lady sentenced to life for causing the death of one of my law enforcement officers. And because of your great work and that of your team, she was convicted as charged. So thank you very much. And she'll spend the rest of her life in jail for contributing and creating the environment that caused that deputy to be shot and killed in the line of duty. And in addition to that, we will have speaking today, One Name, One Voice, Dr. Mary Ann Thomas, One More Child, Sine Dressler and Stacy Ham. We have speaking with us Portland for Children, Katie Ann Parchman, our OCO Sheriff, my friend Christopher Blackman, the Bloomington, Minnesota Police Chief, Booker Hodges. He's a dear friend of mine, and he's here. His team came down to participate and to learn. What's important to understand with these human trafficking operations, we were able to identify what we believe are victims of human trafficking. And this is our goal. We have resources, our engineers are embedded with us
Yeah, right.
so that we can
Some kids
immediately
said, tell that lady
turn
TCS
them over
that
to
that's not a
services.
foot on
And
it.
you'll hear more about that in just a few minutes. But let me give you
I said, oh my.
what occurred.
I said, word.
246 arrests and only a 7-day operation. 230 human trafficking arrests included 99 Johns, 111 prostitutes, and 20 other arrests. One of the things that I'm going to camp on and begin with my comments in a few minutes was the fact that we arrested 16 travelers. That's right. They were sexual deviants that thought they were coming to a home to have sex with a child. And many times,
They still don't cut it out.
crazy, nasty, vile,
Turn around.
ugly sex. Not that all of it's not with a child, but at a higher to talk about many of them. We actually located 10 potential victims of human trafficking. Listen, folks, when I tell you that
Turn your head.
not only were 219 arrests from the state of Florida, 37 were from Polk County. Now you would think of all the places, the people in Polk County would understand not to show up this often, and we arrest 200 plus every time, but it goes to show even in our county, there's still a few people that live under rocks. There's 11 other states that are
Hey, he is funny, man.
arrested.
He is hilarious.
Washington, California, North Carolina, New York, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Georgia,
That was the
Virginia,
operation. They like
Texas,
show all
and
the
Nevada.
picture on it.
26 of the people that were arrested were married. 18 was the youngest person we arrested. 67 was the oldest one. We also had people on government assistance. Now, I have to pull them out. You know, our CFO is really interested
Wow.
in waste. Well, think about it. You, the hardworking people, were out making money, earning money, paying taxes, and they
While these lazy SOBs were trying to.
violate the law. And I imagine there were more of them that, but this is the ones we identified. Of course, we had arrested 9 that had a military background. One was active Army, 5 previous Army, in addition to the 1, 2 Air Force, 1 Navy, 1 National Guard. 15 firearms were brought to the operation by different suspects. One of the 15 firearms was stolen and we recovered it. Of course, what would an operation be if we didn't arrest theme park employees? We had Universal arrested and 2 from Disney arrested.
Universal,
32
Disney.
people were charged with drug possession. 3 individuals had active warrants.
Keep your head
16
still.
individuals had violent prostitution charges. And 7 of those were from previous operations we've done. They showed up again. They liked it so much. They liked the jail so much. They wanted to come, go to jail again with us. 2 of them were from the fool around and find out that we had just a few months ago. 2 of them came back for a second trip. Well, they got 2 brain cells, okay?
He said they got 2 brain
Hold on a
cells.
second, they have 0 brain cells left now. March Sadness, 2 came back that we arrested in that operation. Operation Traffic Stop in 2023, we got one of those back. In Operation Fall Hall of 2022, I guess they have a short memory, we have those back. Now, some people would
This is
say,
not
oh,
good.
you're not
These
such
people
bad
out? We need
people.
no glasses.
Well, these folks had a total of 706
Look at
previous
glasses.
charges,
I can see, I
317
just want
felonies,
to
389 misdemeanors.
Really?
And
We
we
got 3 out
lied
here.
against these folks.
Hey,
Charges,
Flick,
371 new charges.
sit down so you can go here.
Let's go.
Before I get a switch. Why did you get a switch? Why did you get a switch?
Turn it.
Without child.
If you didn't, you have to get a switch.
The nastiest of the
Turn around.
nastiest.
Turn around.
This is Trey Thompson. He's 40 years of age. He lives in Mineola in Central Florida. He's a psychological therapist. And he works with
Wow.
life counselors
He's
in
a
Lake
therapist, a psychological therapist.
That's crazy.
His job was to counsel
Bring it up.
at-risk children.
Now that's crazy. How is your job to counsel at-risk children?
But on his off day, he trying to have sex with him.
That's crazy.
Family life counselors had
Unbelievable.
fired
They
him.
do.
And before that, he was a swim coach out at the Mount Verdi Academy in Lake County, where he was around pre-K to 12, from pre-K to 12th grade. Now, I underscore, he did not work for Mount Verdi Academy when this occurred. They fired him, or he left their employment in 2024. And you know what his profound statement was when he was arrested? My husband is going to divorce me when he hears about this.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
not only does he hear about it, he gets to see it right here. He told the
That's
I want to
crazy.
see everybody with this shit right
that he loves
That's
oral
wild.
sex and kinky sex.
Oral sex.
Now, this guy shows up at a house thinking he's going to have kinky sex with a child.
Mm.
Now, here's the interesting part. When he was working through a time, he called the undercover and said, my counseling appointment has canceled, so I can be there about 4 in the afternoon.
Mm.
I can get off work early. Well, he arrived and went to jail because
That's
we
crazy.
were there
What's up,
protecting
Mark
the community. And then there's Christopher Williams.
He's our homeboy.
He's from Orlando. He's 31. He works for Positive Behavioral Solutions as a psychological and social rehabilitation specialist coordinator.
Like he said, these are the people that we
But I
deal
do
with in
know
the
what
public.
child sex
Yeah.
predator means, and that's what he
Look
is.
at that.
He was immediately fired. And he talked to the father, thinking that the father was negotiating a deal for there to be sex with a little 13-year-old girl. He's charged with human trafficking. And we could tell by the way he conducted
That's
himself,
crazy.
this was not the first time he was in that position. And of course, this person did not actually travel, but he engaged what he thought was a child on
We're
the internet.
listening to people
This is Robert Hill.
who got caught
56 from Lake Placid.
being involved with
He's a
sex
sergeant
trafficking,
with the Department of Corrections.
underage
He had worked for
prostitution,
them since 2019,
sex trafficking of
so
underage
he was
children.
on the outside keeping people
With the
in,
hilarious
and now he's
Sure,
inside
Judge
of the jail, and we're
I mean,
protecting
Brady Judge.
children from him. And he's wearing this shirt that I really like. I used to be a people person, then people ruined it. Well, the reality is that children's lives. But our detectives stopped that. He used extremely graphic language, very, very graphic language, and he was also trying to groom the parent to have sex with a child. And then there's Louis Macalino. He's 62 from Davenport. He's a CEO for Heritage Assisted Living Facility in Plant City.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Now, I want you to
All of it
think
is
about
involved with children.
The assisted living
Like,
facility
work
in
with
Plant
kids, you know what I'm
City,
saying?
Plant City Heritage. He's the CEO, and he's out grooming and trying to have sex with 15-year-old boys. He's been married 35 years. Oh, by the way, he resisted. But we do appreciate the fact that Louis' vehicle was paid off because we've seized that, and our plan is to use it in future operations to catch more bad guys. And then there's Jamel Jones. He's a manager of McDonald's. He wanted to have sex with a 15-year-old child. Why does he worry us? He's in a management position, a leadership position, and McDonald's hires a lot of kids. He confessed. And he also confessed that on a previous occasion, he had sex with a 17-year-old male in Osceola County.
Oh, Lord.
We have the very fine sheriff with us today from
I just see him
Osceola.
trying to
His team's looking further into
engage
this.
in prostitute.
They did say,
With-
why?
Engage in prostitute with somebody of age, man. These
Take
kids,
care
man, you trying to
be
engage.
nice.
I don't see no
But he's in
difference
jail.
than engaging in prostitution with a 17, 16, 18, and 19.
And then there's
I don't see the
Diego
difference.
Dos Santos.
They're still kids.
He's
It's
39.
crazy.
He's a legal assistant.
Ain't it
at
sick?
Grand
It is
Vacations
sick. It
Timeshare.
is.
He's married. He said, oh, I hate this because now I'm not going to be able to adopt children. Well, duh. It's going to be difficult because we're going to try to send you to prison for a long time. He was extremely graphic and wanted to have sex with a 15-year-old boy. Grand Vacation says they've suspended him, but they didn't say they fired him. I don't know. We don't allow cell phones in the jail or the prison system. I don't know how he's going to continue to work. And then there's Spencer Engelhardt. He's 26 from Minneapolis. He once again was talking to undercovers, thinking he was negotiating with a father to have sex with a 13-year-old female. He was very graphic. And then when we arrested him, he said he was doing his own investigation and he was going to notify law enforcement Nod, right? Oh, he had a gun in the car. He was charged with human trafficking. But it's important to point out that that is the worst of the worst of the worst. Because they're trying to attack your children. But let me go over this group. This is our human trafficking arrest. And we've just pulled a few of them out. Then I'm going to turn it over to our Attorney General. This is Jabaz Lowe. He's 24. He's from Poinciana. What's interesting about Jabaz is he was a member of the Orange County Sheriff's Office. He was a recruit and in the academy.
Oh, wow.
Now, he didn't tell us that, so he lied to us during the investigation. I can't imagine why he didn't want to tell us that he was a recruit for Orange County Sheriff's Office. But you know what? Orange County Sheriff's Office came here and fired him really quick. I believe it's safe to say that his law enforcement career was over before it began, and
That's crazy.
he didn't get it. And it's shocking to all of us because this is a guy that passed the background, the polygraph, and the psychological.
I think that was straight from Southern. You don't think so? Someone was 34.
But
Go ahead,
good
get it.
news is we caught him soon.
You think it's
when he
still
was
gonna come out of the
soliciting
cover-up?
sex.
Yes, because we have chairs, our chairs that we have had leather
Keep his
cover
composure.
The red
leather
one,
on it
the
like
red
that,
one.
and it's not refillable. So it's gonna
But
have
no more because of the great professional work. And then there's Kiera Marie Johnson
Kiera.
from DeLand. This is a guy. He's
That's a
33.
guy?
He's a DoorDash tech support
That looks like a woman.
as his employer. He wanted to have sex. Oh, by the way,
Wow.
we caught him in May in another operation exactly like this. He was adjudicated which is a sentence of probation,
What's up, Bando?
which is a pretty good sentence for a quote-unquote first-time offender on September 10th. We arrested him on September the 11th when he came back. He's what we call a slow worker. But he's also in jail on top of this for a violation of probation. And Mr. Haas says, I believe we can deal with this guy.
If y'all seen this guy,
Yeah.
he looks like a straight woman, and
You
it's a guy.
understand, some of
Y'all better be
us
careful while y'all out here on
live
these
in
streets dealing with
We will
these
not change
so-called
the way
women.
people- And the only way to keep them from trying to attack victims is when they're locked up in jail. That's the only way. Then there's Brittany Finney, 37. This was an online ad. She says, I do in-call only. And here's what she said in her advertisement. No affiliation with any type of law enforcement of any kind, in any way, and F. Shady Grady. Now that just warmed my heart. She's got a long criminal history. She had 28 previous arrests. Sweetie, welcome to the county jail.
I never understood prostitution.
Stephen Saul de Jesus Colon. He's 34 from
I don't
Kissimmee.
understand why somebody
He's a
bullies you
former
for trying to sell
corrections
their body.
officer
I never
for
understood
the
that.
city of New York.
Oh, correction.
He currently owns JJ's Auto Towing, and he arrived in his tow truck,
Wow.
and he wanted to have sex with a female. So he arrived in his tow truck, and then we hooked his tow truck up to our tow truck, and we towed him back this way. And then after we got his tow truck out of the way, then we put him in our van, and we took him this way to the county jail. Now, I guess maybe he had a friend or either an Uber because he didn't have a tow truck to ride away from the county jail when he got out. And then there's Richard Gashaw. He's 54. He's from Dayton, Texas. If you're ever in Dayton, Texas, he owns Rooster's Bar there.
Workflow and lunch break.
But he was here visiting his mother who was very sick and in the hospital. And even though he owns Rooster's Bar there, he wanted to come here and have sex with a woman. So let me picture this for a second, okay? He's married, prostitute, or at least he tried to until we
I'm
caught
about
him.
to get seat covers.
Well, I bet that
No,
made
I'm going to use the seat cover. There's only two, so we got two. We got like what, 2 chairs that's broken?
Any old, I won't finish
All of
that.
them is starting to get rickety. It was the old one was up.
Yeah, they were.
And then there's Way Mo from
Yeah,
Oviedo.
that's good.
He says he's
Well,
a
he got
nuclear
6.
engineer and he's self-employed.
Like
He wanted to have sex with a female. We may have to be a nuclear engineer. We don't have any call for those in the jail. But hey, he may be able to learn a new trade while he's locked up in jail, like trustee, handing out food service or something like that. Then there's Samuel Good. He's from Eppiepooh, he's 43. He's a retired software engineer. He's a coder, okay?
Right here down.
But as my guy said, he might have been a coder
Hush.
in software, but it didn't compute very well for him here. And he said, well, I don't like going to a bar to chase women. He just wanted to save money, just, cut right to it, just pay for it and let's go on. What he doesn't understand is he was coming here, and many of his victims may very well have been the victims of human trafficking. Now,
Definitely
I
gonna
want
have
to
this.
camp one more second.
Yeah, they're nice, but they look like they're gonna be too low for the
Illegal
table that we
aliens.
have. Our table's
There were
fine.
46,
plus.
I believe, illegal aliens that we arrested in this operation. Now, you would think, if there was ever a time that you were in a foreign country illegally, with a president of the United States and Governor DeSantis saying,
Corey's world, how you
if you're
doing?
here
Hey, Corey.
illegally, starting with the worst first,
How
we're
you
going to
doing?
deport you. The last thing you want to do is commit crime and draw attention.
Exactly, draw attention to yourself, yes.
But
We're just watching
they showed up
the news and the
right
crazy stuff that's going on right now.
Now, all of them have ice poles on them. Several of them have already
It's a bunch of people that's been sex trafficking underage people
until ICE picks them up.
and
ultimately,
doing
when they finish
prostitution.
their business with Mr. Haas, then they will be deported. So it's nice that we were able to scoop up 46 in just 7 days. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to look out for the victims of human traffickers, and we arrested those. We're going to look out for the children. And now I'm going to introduce to you our Attorney General who gets it, who understands that when we all work together, and he ensures that we coalesce with each other and work together, that we can keep Florida safe and make Florida even safer.
Bring it down.
Well, it's great to be here. Polk County and our great sheriffs doing what they do best, working together to combat evil and put bad guys away.
You sound like Batman.
240 or 40 plus arrests. But I think what's really significant here is that collectively, all these guys that are being arrested, they combine for over 650 prior charges. Charge after charge after charge. And yet they get out and they keep committing crimes. They keep victimizing people, victimizing children. We saw this recent case in North Carolina, this brutal murder on a train. Again, a guy that had been released 14 different times.
Wow.
Soft on crime policies do not work. I'll tell you what, you got a great state attorney here and our team of statewide prosecutors. We're not giving out get out of jail free cards. We're going to put these guys away for as long as we can. We're going to get them off the streets, and we're going to protect our kids. When I took the oath of office at the beginning of the year, I made a promise to Floridians that priority one would be protecting our kids, combating human trafficking, and getting as many child
Bro,
predators
understand,
off
we
the
live
streets.
in a world
We've
that's
worked up and down the state with law enforcement.
It's still gonna be, yeah, for every 10 people you lock up, it's gonna be 125 more.
Yeah.
That's on the streets doing the same
That's
thing.
being born.
Yeah.
Parents at home need to wake up. In today's world with
There's
technology,
no way. You
evil
can't lock
people
up
are
the
finding
world.
new ways to get to your kids. It's real. This is proof of that. 240 plus arrests. in one state. It keeps
You heard I
happening.
said stop. When I pinch you, you gonna cry.
The sheriff
Stop
pointed
pinching.
out the large number of illegal immigrants in this case. You know, I don't believe 1 out of 4 or 5 people walking down the street is an illegal immigrant. But every time we do one of these criminal takedowns, there's a disproportionately high number of criminals that are here illegally. It shows the nature of what's happened under the open border policies that President Obama and Biden promoted. You've got drug trafficking, human trafficking, and tons of crime coming in through the border and impacting local communities across. Continued crime rates increasing, murders. And here in Florida, we got big cities. We don't have those problems. And it's not that hard to figure out. We back these guys. We back our law enforcement. We give them the resources they need. We support them. And ultimately, we arrest bad guys and we lock them up. And we're not going to let them out. So I appreciate the work of everybody here. Our prosecutors are going to bring the heat to put these cases to bed. Thanks to our sheriffs, our law enforcement, Sheriff Brady Judd for having us.
Blazing Goliath, Chief Financial Officer of the great state of Florida. First, thank you, Sheriff, for what you're doing and you continue to do. And I want to personally thank everyone here who has been involved in this operation. I wish we did have an opportunity to do press conferences like this. In a perfect world, we wouldn't have this situation. I will tell you that my office, we have a law enforcement division. Our office contributed hundreds of hours of man hours to get this done. So if they're listening to me right now, thank you for being involved in that also. And I will say this, is that if there is any law enforcement agency out there, Sheriff, you have my commitment. Sheriff, you have my commitment that if you are going to run these operations in the future, which I know that you will do, I am committed to help.
So do you think that
So please call upon us to help you.
that this type of stuff is successful? You think they should do more operations like this, or you think they need to put other stuff in place?
Happen firsthand. As a member of the legislature, if you track some of the bills that I've written and laws that I've passed, yeah, a lot of them had to do with spending, a lot of them had to do with this legal immigration, trying to stop this particular from happening. But
So you say you said they do this all the time and it's like just a cycle. So you think they should just stop doing this?
That gave grants through FDLE to local law
Or you feel like
enforcement
it's being
agencies, giving
effective?
them the tools to run these sting operations. I had an opportunity inside.
I don't think it's going to make the world safe. I don't think this world will ever be.
Of course the world is never going to be safe. I agree.
I just think that, people, parents have to talk to their kids.
Disgusting thing happened as soon as they turned the switch on.
Women want to sell
They
their
were
life.
getting flooded with
Marquez, he's my boy, you
sex with
fine.
underage kids. And this is some of probably the most heinous conversations you will ever hear.
Yeah, I'm just watching.
And it
I'm
don't
just
happen
was
enough.
listening to the
I've seen
news
some that has
broadcast
probably seen some of this. It is absolutely disgusting.
about the sting operations they're having in Florida and how they're trying to get people, the bad guys, off the street, trying to protect the children from pedophiles and sex traffickers
They
and
have seen
stuff.
this. Our AG has seen this. Our sheriffs have seen this firsthand. Protect your kids. Because you have no idea the depravity that is out there waiting
Exactly.
to take advantage, take hold of your children
Cause I feel like we a lot of times
and
parents
turn their lives
don't
upside down.
really focus
For
on
things
the children and what they have going on.
Seemingly innocent as a coloring book act.
Yeah.
These kids are being targeted
Yes.
by online sexual predators
It's so
for the
true.
purposes of destroying their souls.
It's so true.
If you were able to see some of the things that I have seen, what law enforcement has seen, you would double and triple and quadruple the time that you want your children. Because they are unrelenting. We as parents, we need to continue being unrelenting.
It's true.
But I'm going to talk now specifically to one group of people because I think this is very, very important. we have led on this issue at the state, and that is.
What do y'all think? Do y'all think
companies
parents in America are very slack on
either de facto protecting
making sure their
predators
kids are
or
not
just outright
viewing
protecting
stuff that
these
they're not
predators?
supposed to be viewing?
It is
And
very
also,
difficult
like,
for law enforcement to get the proof
is it
that they need to
possible
prosecute.
to really like it's not possible to helicopter your child 24 hours a day.
In the court of law. And the reason being,
But do
is a
y'all
lot of
feel
these
like
tech companies,
there needs to
social
be
media
more
companies,
things
in
done to try to
particular,
make sure that
don't
children
get
are
me
not
wrong, some of them
exposed to certain
wind up,
things?
with good relationships with law enforcement.
As far
They
as like
tend to try to
the whole
focus
internet world, the
themselves.
whole social media, it's
But a lot
hard.
of this
I feel like it's
stuff
hard
is now
to
going away in the
to
form of
police these
disappearing
type of things.
messages in the form
And a lot of parents don't have
encryption.
the resources, and a lot of parents don't have the time to really
These
be
social
like,
media companies really need to be held accountable and
focusing
destroying
on
evidence.
that.
And I'm saying that I believe, my opinion, they are destroying evidence. Because if you have a conversation with a 63-year-old man communicating with a 12-year-old boy online,
yeah,
when the 12-year-old boy is thinking that he's talking to his 14 to 15-year-old online friend playing some online games,
Exactly.
and this 65-year-old man grooming this person to have sexual encounter with later, should be a slam dunk in a court of law. But what's actually happening is the social media companies are hiding behind privacy
stay
in
still.
disappearing messages so law enforcement can't get the information. And the conversation goes something like this. That is absolutely heinous. We're going to put that SOB behind bars. Show me the proof. And then when I go back to try to get the proof, the messages are gone. They're disappearing. Because now there's new disappearing
Stay still.
messages on a lot of social media accounts. Social media
Stay
companies
still.
should, in my opinion, stop the encryption of any message that has a minor account. So law enforcement can have the tools.
Yeah, but that I feel like, listen, how are they gonna even police this? Because even on YouTube, as how we have our YouTube accounts and stuff, there's kids that hop on live, there's kids that's commenting and stuff. They're using their relatives or their parents' accounts. How you supposed to get
Yeah,
control
but
of
you still
that?
have to talk to your children. A lot of parents don't talk to their kids. You know, they just
That's
words.
true.
You gotta talk to your kids.
Yeah, I feel like the parents have to do better at that. Because there's kids all the time on social media, on these apps, on these websites, talking to whoever they want to talk to.
A lot of hard work and dedication.
Law
And I
enforcement
see
don't
some
go
of the
after the
folks in the
criminals.
room
The parents
that
gotta,
work the long
keep their
preparation
kids
for
from
this,
being a victim.
that late nights all the way through to the morning. And
Talk to
there's a
them
reason
online.
why we do this. And it's because of our victims and to protect our society. So it's an honor of a lifetime for me to serve alongside with folks like Sheriff Grady Judd and our wonderful law enforcement partners as we make sure.
There is, I feel like there is a lot of stuff out here that's targeting the kids as well. Because they can be on a cartoon. They can be on YouTube looking at a cartoon, and there's ads and pop-ups that come up there, and it's not age appropriate. There's all types of stuff that pop up that's not age appropriate. My own 9-year-old was just telling me the other day, he was like, hey, I was on my phone watching a video, and this crazy ad popped up on my phone, and it wasn't appropriate.
Make sure we're doing everything we can to get them
This
the
is like
service they
he
need.
brings your attention because you talk to them.
Yeah, he came and told me. He said there was an inappropriate ad that popped up on his phone about kissing people.
And ensure
Yeah,
that.
because he knows what's inappropriate.
Thank you.
You have that convo with him. When you want to pause, you want to have that convo with him.
Good morning, I'm Mark Brunel, the FDLE Specialist in charge for F3 Tampa. I'm honored to be here today. As far as the state attorney mentioned, a lot of long hours, a lot of investigative techniques went into this. Rescuing 46 people, that's a big undertaking. Job well done. Commissioner Mark Lash, FDLE, our AG, and our CFO, our Florida cabinet, kids are the top priority. They don't just talk the talk, they walk the walk. And I want to thank you, General, for your support.
Yeah, I feel like if you have children, your children should be your top priority as far as keeping them safe.
It's tough, but you have to do that. Set some guidelines, guardrails to save your kids from monsters like this.
Yeah.
If you need some help with those conversations, there's plenty of places to go. You go to secure.
Yeah, you have to sit down with your children and talk to them, let them know the crazy things that's out there in the world.
Children.
Be quiet.
It's a great resource to have those hard conversations.
Didn't I say be quiet?
Julie, Commissioner Glass.
Annie's not
Excellent
here.
work. Thank you.
My name is Mary Ann
She
Thomas.
said it and
I'm
she started
founder
laughing.
and president of My Name, My Voice.
Yeah.
And we are a network that bridges community service providers with law enforcement so that we reduce harm in these spaces. First, I want to begin by thanking Sheriff Grady Judd and the entire Polk County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff Judd does something that many law enforcement agencies overlook. He connects service providers directly with
What's
the
for
people who
dinner?
need them.
We're not even at dinner time yet. I have no idea what's for dinner.
Restores dignity and creates pathways
What's up,
to real change.
Corey?
The recent undercover operation focused on human trafficking. Our goal was not only to identify victims and help them exit exploitation, but also to meet every person caught up in this operation as a human being. At My Name, My Voice, we believe everyone, whether victim, buyer, or seller, has a story, a history, and a capacity for change. Some people do need long-term confinement for the safety of society and children. Others, though, can change when given the opportunity to understand the harm they've caused and the trauma that shaped their choices. We hear people say, "It's my choice." But when the choice is do this or lose your home, we have to ask ourselves if that's really a choice at all. Trauma and desperation narrow options until
Wow,
they become
y'all,
chains.
this is crazy.
Access to
Who
wider
didn't
options
tell this
and
lady that her wig looked crazy?
resources.
This lady got hit on national
During this
TV
operation, My Name, My Voice spoke
with her
over
wig
180
looking
individuals.
crazy.
Of those, several asked for follow-up services.
She didn't have not one friend that said, "Oh girl, let me fix your wig really quick. Let me throw some curls in it or brush it or comb it or something."
A sense of
She's on national
in the
TV.
human area. Each of these small connections matters because each one creates a doorway to a different future. This is why lived experience advocates are so important. Survivors know the terrain. We know how to meet people where they are without judgment, and we know how to bridge the gap between law enforcement services and human beings who are hurting. When survivors lead in these spaces, the work becomes more trauma-informed, more effective, and ultimately more humane. I want to personally thank the men and women I worked alongside this week. I appreciate what you do from the bottom of my heart. When I was being trafficked, I met good officers who helped change the path I was on. I know you all do that, quietly, every single day. The operation showed me again what is possible when law enforcement and survivor-led organizations collaborate. Finally, as we move forward, let's remember our guiding principle at My Name, My Voice, to be a bridge that elevates survivor voices and transforms support systems. When we center survivor voices, we reduce harm. When we treat every person, even those accused, as human beings, we open the door to real accountability and change. Thank you for this opportunity, for your partnership, and for your dedication to making Polk County a safer and more compassionate place. Thank you.
Have some water. You want water?
Good morning. My name is Sandy Dressler, and I serve as the Senior Director of Anti-Trafficking Operations with One More Child in the state of Florida. One More Child has served victims, families, and children for over 120 years, offering direct care service, protection, and advocacy. Last week, our anti-trafficking teams joined the Polk Sheriff's Office on the ground each night during the most recent operation. I want to thank and commend Sheriff Judd and his team for their ongoing leadership and deep commitment for ending exploitation in our communities. They continue to be one of our most trusted and impactful law enforcement partners. They continue to be the strong leaders in the community that allow agencies like ours to meet survivors where they're at. That week, we were able to communicate with over 60 individuals, of which 36 have already accepted services. We were able to engage them in services such as emergency shelter, mental health counseling, survivor mentorship, and ongoing advocacy. Throughout the operation, our team was able to encounter people that were deeply vulnerable, living some serious witnessed
In the
hesitation
background.
in their life, both
Okay,
of hope
Corey.
and many
Marquez
times.
at work per
However,
usual.
many of them were just focused on surviving. We understand that not everyone is ready to identify as a victim in that moment, and that is okay. What's important is that we are present.
Yeah, I feel like things like this is important. I also feel like I said earlier, parents need to really sit down with their kids and have a conversation and talk to them more. Because a lot of times they have these tablets, they got the phones, they got all this access to social media, and we're not being on top of who they're texting or who they're talking to, who they're meeting up
There's
with.
always a deeper story behind how they got there. Our role is to help create an opportunity for a new story to begin. Partnerships like this one are
Well, let me
essential.
rephrase that. Not we, but some people, some
We
parents.
need broader community engagement, tougher consequences for those who are fueling the demand, and a united commitment across every sector to say clearly and firmly, human trafficking will not be tolerated. Finally, I want to recognize the true leaders in this work, our survivor mentors and lived experience experts. These individuals bring a unique and irreplaceable perspective to everything
Because we got the table at the same
Their
time we got the
stories,
couches.
their presence, guide us in the services that we're providing. At One More Child, we
Man, I'm seeing chairs for $100, and I'm seeing a whole table for $100
every
each chair.
operation because their insight is valuable and essential. It is now my honor to introduce one of those incredible leaders.
Look.
Someone whose strength,
6
voice,
chairs for
and
$100. Look at this
experience
right here.
continues to inspire change every day. Please welcome Stacey Hunt. Thank you.
That's nice.
Good morning. I would like to take a
Okay,
moment
that's
to
nice.
extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone involved in the Polk County Sting operation. Each operation serves as a powerful reminder that our work
You know,
to
Polk
fight
County is like
prostitution
a
and support
quiet county
survivors
though.
is
It's
far
like
from
a
over.
country county.
It is very
Throughout this
It's very
operation,
country in
It's
Polk
big.
County.
present each night, standing along survivors in their most vulnerable moments and offering immediate care and support.
I can say me, I even have been, you know, they feel, I've been guilty of, you know, sometimes not communicating with the children as I should. Because as adults, as parents, we have a lot going on.
Removal from my biological family,
Stay
and time in the
still.
foster care system.
We have a lot going on. We trying to make sure the lights stay on. We trying to make sure we got food to put in their stomach at
And
night.
how so many are still caught in those cycles today. Many of the individuals.
But we have to make the time. We got to fight to make that time. To talk to our children, explain to them the dangers that's out there.
Safety, stability, and better opportunities. Their stories echo the true reality that traffickers are continuously preying on those vulnerable, especially our youth, those who have aged out of the foster care system, and those who are simply trying to survive and be seen. This work is not easy, but it is so necessary.
Nope,
Every
it's 6 chairs for $100. You might as well get the whole dining table.
plants a seed of hope, and it reminds survivors that they are not alone. I'm beyond grateful to be a part of a team that shows up with empathy, strength, and unwavering commitment to helping survivors break these cycles. As a survivor, I have faced fears of speaking up, fears of not being believed, and fears of what might happen if I share my own personal experiences.
I used to have to, I have to get back
God has given me the
to doing
strength
it.
to keep it going.
I used to have
Choosing
my,
to speak
hold
has
on, let
brought
me
me
put my
freedom,
what you call
healing, and a
it.
chance to turn my pain
I
into
gotta see how much
purpose.
battery life I got on my
My
phone too.
survivor story is just one of so
Okay, I'm
many.
good.
There are countless others whose
Did I say
voices are waiting to still be
61%? Okay,
heard,
61.
whose journeys matter just as much as mine, if not more. Each story carries pain, strength, and resilience, and together it's a reminder in the world that we are not alone. To any survivor who may be watching or quietly following along, please know that you are seen, you are valued, and your life does carry a greater purpose in the pain that you have been going through. If you are a survivor seeking support or need someone to walk alongside you in your journey, please know that there are safe people here ready to listen. Please know reaching out for support is not a sign
Yeah,
of
so
weakness.
something that
It's a
we used to
courageous
do with our
step
children,
towards healing and retaining
we used to
your life.
have like every
All
night
together, can we
after
continue
they
to
come home
shine
from
light
school and
in
they done
darkest
wound
places
down from
and
their
create
day,
pathways to
usually
freedom,
before bedtime,
healing,
we
and
have
unity.
like,
Thank you.
you know, like family meeting. I guess, I don't know, not family meetings, but like family round table time where we'll all sit on the couch or we'll sit at the table and we'll go through each person and be like, okay, how was your day? or do you have anything you want to talk about? What did you do at school today? Is there anything on your mind that you feel like you want to bring to attention or you want to share with the family? You know, just trying to open the floor up so to make sure that, you know, our children knew that they had a voice, and if they had anything that was ever wrong, they can always come and talk to us about. So I have to get back to doing that because I feel like that was very effective, and the children really enjoyed it. They really did enjoy sharing their day and letting us know what was going on with them. And then after that, we just go right into saying prayers and then close it out for bedtime. But yeah, I need to get back to that for real because I feel like that was really core and vital in letting them know that their voice is heard too.
Social services, counseling, medical care, and many other services through a trauma-informed lens. Our organizations help to ensure that survivors are not just rescued, but restored. The men and women of law enforcement that work tirelessly to make this operation run smoothly are always an excellent example of professionalism, empathy, and determination.
Oh, today's Wednesday,
Together,
right?
we collaborate to
Yeah.
create a safe net
I
that
keep track
supports
of time.
victims and those at risk of being
Hey,
victimized
Trisha.
by providing them with the
What's
tools
going
needed
on?
to help distance themselves from their abuser. Together, we bring
So we're
justice,
watching.
compassion,
I'm
hope,
watching
and community members
a news broadcast that we're talking about sex traffickers, how they caught sex traffickers, and what's the other thing called?
Circumstances, there are people ready and able to
Anyway, people who prey on younger people. They were talking about the people that they caught. They did a sting operation and they caught a whole bunch of different people that were, you know, trying to sleep with underage males and females, and they locked them up. So then they were talking about the importance of, you know, speaking to your children and letting your children know about the dangers that's out there lurking on social media, lurking in the world, you know, preying on the innocent, preying on the young and the naive. Yeah, I feel like it's important for us to have those conversations with our children daily. Daily open up the floor for them to have a conversation with you about anything. Because a lot of times our teens are not going to openly come to us and come talk to us about stuff. We got to like put it out there. We got to make ourselves available.
This is a mission for all law enforcement to eradicate our areas of these scumbags that are on the wall. And it says fool around.
He said these scumbags on the wall.
Again, some of them are slow learners. But with that said, I think that's
yeah, so I was mentioning before, I have to get back to it. Me and my husband will have like roundtable discussion or like just open the floor up in the evenings for our children to talk about anything that they might have had on their minds. We ask them how school went. Be quiet. We ask them how school went. We ask them, is there anything that also things that they want to do, like say they want to take a trip, they want us to go, let's go take a road trip with the family, or let's go have bowling night, or let's do game night. Just open the floor for them to know that they have a voice and we care about what's going on in their life and the things that they're going through. Because a lot of times young teenagers and young adults, they feel like they don't have a voice and they're not heard. So I feel like at home is one of the most important places for them to feel like they're heard, they're loved, they're noticed. So I definitely have been guilty of sometimes not keeping that going all the time, because you know, as parents, we have a life that's going on. Life is very real. Bills, the bills is coming every day, every month. The bills don't stop. So a lot of times we get so zoned in and focused on making sure these bills is paid and making sure, you know, the house is in order and everybody's taken care of. We have to try to push and make time to talk to our children.
Make sure you know what your kids are doing. We grew up, parents are always involved in our child. Don't let this be your babysitter. Don't let the gaming system be your babysitter. Put checks and balances in place to protect your children. We're here for you. We're going to work.
Yeah, parents fall short sometimes. And it's only, it's normal though. It's not. I can't say. Well, I guess it is normal, but I mean, we're human. We're gonna have those days where we might not even feel like having a discussion with our kids or having a little round table because the day done wore us out. You can't turn that down a little bit.
Getting your vehicle trail ready. Harbor Freight has rugged off-road equipment for every need, from winches to off-road jacks.
We're gonna have those days where sometimes we come home from work or we come home from the day and all we want to do is just unwind and relax and be in our thoughts to ourselves. But we have to try and push and make that effort to make sure our kids is okay or make sure we know what's going on with our kids. Because it's important. Like these people say, we don't know what's going on in our kids' life. Like they're on social media, they're on their Instagrams, they're talking. They could be talking to a married old man, and they're thinking they talking to their boyfriend that's 16 years old, or 18 or 14 years old. It's dangerous out here in these streets. And if we don't inform our children, we can't get upset when our children fall victim to the craziness that's in this world.
I'm excited today. As you can see, a lot of people fool around there.
Yeah, you're definitely right, Corey. The children definitely don't understand that. The children will be thinking, oh, well, hey, mom don't know what she's talking about. Dad don't know what he's talking about. That was back when they was old. They old now. That's back when they was younger and back in their time. And, the world ain't like that no more. They don't understand us. The kids feel like we don't understand them. But the reality is we definitely understand you guys. And we've been there and done that. So the only thing that we're really trying to do is prevent you from going down the same path we went down, or making sure that you come out better than us. And we also are guilty of trying to give our kids the life that we never had. And sometimes in actuality, I feel like giving your kids the life that you never had, in a way, it cripples them, because then they kind of feel like they don't have to go out there in the world and make something of themselves. Or they might feel entitled to, oh, well, my mom and dad got me this, or my mom and dad do this for me and do that for me, so I don't have to do this on my own. Or they just feel entitled to the world owing them something, when the world doesn't owe you anything at all.
We'd love to do Say Cognac for powering another episode of Rock Solid Podcast.
It is. It definitely is. Having children is a huge responsibility. Corey said exactly, and kids don't understand that. Corey said that's why kids are really big responsibility. We be thinking financially, but mentally and physically, it's a lot. It is. It definitely is a lot. We start to learn that as time goes on. Yes, that's why you hear a lot of people saying, well, if I knew what I knew now at the age of 45, when I was 16 or when I was 18, I wouldn't have done this, or I would have made these choices, or I would have made those choices.
What made you get into this space?
Yeah, but like even me, I'm guilty of that. I could say I'm guilty of not all the time zoning in and trying to make sure, okay, what's going on, especially with my girls. What's going on? How's the day going? What happened in school? How are you emotionally? Yeah, those are the important things. That's great. We start to learn that as time goes on. Yeah, definitely. I want to make sure I'm pee. That's something.
Wow,
April. Yeah. So I feel like me personally, I feel like we've given our children a lot. We've given them things that they want more, things that they want. We've given them, make sure they have things that they need, that they definitely need. But there's a balance. You have to have a balance. You can't just be giving your kids whatever they want and then you know, they feel entitled. The world has to give them everything, or everything's at their fingertips, and they don't never have to work for anything. Like right now, my oldest daughter, she's in the mindset of, you know, she doesn't really have responsibilities like that. She's young. She just turned 18. She's still trying to figure life out. She has a job that she has. You know, she's not forced to be paying any bills or forced to be doing anything like that. But at the same time, like, I'm trying to get in her head, like, hey, this life, be quiet. The world is not, you know, a cakewalk. You're getting older. You have to worry about your responsibilities and try and figure out what you really want to do in life. She's getting ready to start college, and she's getting ready to go into sonography. But she also has in her head, like, you know, hey, if I move out, I feel like it'll be better if I move out. I'm not gonna have to do chores. I'm gonna be able to just, you know, do what I want to do, and everything's gonna be fine. I'm like, you don't have the world figured out. Like, you don't know how to pay bills. Yeah, you have to wait. You don't know what it is to pay bills. You haven't had to have the stress of, you know, okay, focusing on bills, focusing on making sure you have a place to lay your head and your lights is on, making sure your lights don't get turned off. They don't have any type of responsibility or any worry. So they feel like, oh, the world is easy. All I gotta do is find a place and pay rent, and that's it. That's not it. This life is a jungle out here. So I'm at the point right now, I'm like, okay, well, you feel like you know everything, go out there, bump your head, and see what life really has. Because you can only do but so much talking. And then she's like, when I move out, y'all are gonna want me to come by. Y'all are gonna want me to come back when I move out. I'm like, girl, I said, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be happy for you. Why would I be begging you to come back? I said, as long as you have the tools and you know how to be responsible, I'm gonna be happy that you're on your own if you're ready for it. But as of now, you are not ready to be on your own. You cannot handle life on your own. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, ow, ow. Stop pinching yourself. What's wrong with you? I'm not shot a few episodes. But yeah, it's definitely a journey. Having kids, raising kids is a whole journey. And it gets tough sometimes. See, I use the suits every day. I'm proud of y'all niggas, man. That'll be good, man. So this shit ain't gonna get good. Yeah, but I've been kind of like missing in action and stuff because life and I've been dealing with life. I've been dealing with trying to have these conversations with my young adults about life. Trying to steer them in the right direction. Backgrounds of productions and so on and so forth. You're doing a zebra? Huh? A zebra? A zebra? What are you talking about? You're doing a zebra. No, I'm not doing a zebra. Yeah, but what are y'all thoughts on what? I'm not talking to Sultan. I feel like that would be beneficial. It'd be beneficial. I didn't say nothing about fish, Sultan. I think it would be very beneficial. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. Guys, sorry. Very beneficial to try to take that time out and if there's no time for an everyday type conversation, at least twice a week. And if you can't do twice a week, at least once a week. And it doesn't have to be a boring sit down. You can go take your child to the park or go, take them to get ice cream or, something fun that they like to do. Go get your nails done together or something. Or if you got a son or, I don't know, go play basketball or watch the new movie that's coming out. Well, I guess you can't do watching a movie, but if you watch a movie at home, or going to get something to eat. Saltine, you must be sleepy because you over here just running your mouth, copying everything I said. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try to be doing more of that. I'm gonna start having our little on roundtable discussions again and opening up the floor for communication, because communication is key in any relationship, whether it's a relationship with your child, with family, with a spouse, a friend. Communication is key.
Right.
Stop. But yeah. Yeah, that's what I decided to chit chat about today. I'm probably gonna I don't know what I don't know if I'm even having lunch today. I probably won't have a lunch today. I'm not feeling too hungry. Corey said in the background, Eppie, I have a call. Okay, no problem.
Mommy, the hair don't fit on me.
Hmm?
Hair don't fit on me.
You have a call or I had a call? I think she said she has a call. Okay, Corey. Talk to you later. Let me say you're in the background. Yeah. I'm sorry, guys. My husband is watching. What is this? A podcast. He's really into watching podcasts. Love podcasts. Yeah, but I'm what's her name? I'm in the process of shopping for me a laptop. If anybody knows, be quiet. If anybody knows of any good laptops, preferably not Mac, because I know nothing about Mac or iPhones or anything like that. So preferably not a MacBook. If anybody know of any good sales for a laptop, let me know. HP. Okay. Yeah, Daddy went outside. HP laptop. Okay. Yeah, because I really need a laptop. I had a laptop, but it got broke because I feel like the whole house was using a laptop. So I need a laptop just for me. What's up, man? What's going on? Yeah, I need to get a laptop that's just for me, that I can use for my stuff, so I can start uploading and really be able to critique my stuff and edit and stuff like that. Because I just feel like a dinosaur sometimes. And I know I need to set my game up. So in order to step your game up, you gotta have the right tools to step your game up. Yeah, step your game up. That's a good title. Step your game up. Man said I just had to show love and support. Thank you so much. And yes, we all feel like damn dinosaurs. I don't know. I feel like more people are. There's people that are a little more knowledgeable and tech savvy. But it's all in educating yourself as well. It's all in educating yourself too. Because once you teach yourself or learn how to do these things, it's not hard anymore. You got clean your face. Ew. Yucky. Good title. Yeah, babe. True, we have to upgrade ourselves a little more as we age. Yeah. Oh, Michael, I'm so sorry. I was not ignoring you, Michael. Hello. Hello, Michael. Stop. Don't touch it. Hey, Michael, how you doing? How's your day going? Can you take a shower? How you going? There's no shower here. Can you take a shower? Hello, Michael. Welcome. Hello, Michael. Nice to meet you. Yeah, we were just on here talking earlier about I was listening to a radio, not the radio, the TV, and they were talking about how they caught all these people that have been sex trafficking young children and underage people and all this crazy stuff. And we started talking about how we have to be more open with our kids and have those communication lines open and a safe space for our kids to talk to us about anything, and also inform our children about the dangers that's lurking in the bushes, so to speak. And also the dangers that can be in plain sight. You know, like Corey said, children is a responsibility. And if you choose to have children, I feel like it's your job to make sure they have the tools that they need to really be good in the world and really be safe, you know, and make something out of themselves. Had that line of communication open.
One thing I respect is you have a lot of drama in this game, and you still doing all 10.
Stop. I might get on here later and talk some more about it, but I feel like that's a really good conversation.
Hello.
Now we're just talking about communicating with your child, making sure your child feels safe speaking to you about anything.
Honey, you piece it off. Oh no.
That is so true. How is everything going on with you? Stop, Sultan, be quiet. Everything is going pretty good.
Jim, I think Jim is working with Rock Nation.
Stop.
And Juan Kobe and me and Jay spoke, and we spoke after that. And actually, I thought it was
Stop.
a dope moment just to show, like, my nigga, I never had a problem. It was always like you said on Marshall. When you just said that presidential, that shit was everything. And I'm gonna be honest with you on some shit. I ain't saying on your show because I want you to come here for me to say it right. But you know,
Yeah, but I'm about to hop up off of here so I can really zone in and finish this boy's hair. And when I hop back on here, I won't be so distracted, and I'll be able to really have a good conversation. So I will be back on here later, guys.
Again.
You're so silly. Bye, y'all.
I done.
No, you're not done.
Aww.